So I guess a renowned pathologist put in his 2 cents on this situation, on this story, which is also, I think, interesting. He gives his expert opinion on the Chief fans passing. All right. Says police know the cause. That's interesting. So let's take a look at this. And thank you. I don't know who said that. I think it was like I forgot their name. I apologize. But someone in here said, Lynn, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to take a look at this. We're going to look at this together. Okay. So it says forensic pathologist Dr. Baden, not Biden, but Baden, all right, delivered his assessment Monday on the demise of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans discovered in their friend's backyard. It may be that all 4 of them took something that made them pass out. He, Jordan, Willis, passed out indoors and slept it off. They passed out in the cold weather and snow, and within an hour, the body temperature would go down from 98 degrees to 80 degrees, and the heart rhythm goes awry, and the person dies of a cardiac arrest because of hypothermia. This is what he said on Fox and Friends. Okay. He told co-host Dosey, I don't know how to say this last name, but Ducey, I guess, the toxicology test results will provide more information on whether party favors were consumed and at what level. This may be just a recreational level, and they didn't pass of an OD, he explained. However, Baden said most simultaneous deaths are caused by carbon monoxide poisoning, but only indoors. The outdoor deaths, he continued, point to drugs having been the likeliest cause. They may not have known what was in the material that they were taking, and they got confused. They passed out. One passes out indoors and sleeps it off. All the others are outdoors and pass away of the cold. I'm sure the police already know. They were at the scene. They got information from the scene, what was used, if we really know that, which we're going to break that down here in a second. I'm sure this Willis person is talking and cooperating with them and is telling what he knows. The police are looking for whoever supplied the drug, and when they find out, they'll release that information. They know the cause of demise. They know what the toxicology is by now. Interesting. Meanwhile, a source close to Jordan Willis' family told Fox Nation that he's been depressed about people speculating that he had something to do with his friend's demise, and is also devastated by their loss. All right. And we already know about all the stuff, January 7th and all that. But I think this is very interesting. He says, I'm sure the police already know. They were at the scene. They got information from the scene, what was used, and I'm sure this Jordan person or this Willis person is talking and cooperating with them and telling them what he knows. The police are looking for whoever supplied the drug, and when they find out, they'll release the information. They know the cause of demise. He says, I'm sure police already know. They were at the scene. So in my personal opinion, if this forensic pathologist, this man right here, Dr. Baden, I don't know. But if he really is correct, then there's a reason why police are looking at this and saying, no, there is no foul play. There is no foul play, okay? Because at the scene, we see that such and such happened. This has nothing to do with no one was attacked, no one was this, and this, so no foul play physically at the surface is seen. But as far as what they took, police may already know, okay, they took some tainted stuff. Maybe. But this is interesting, okay? If the police already know, then I feel like, well, I mean, I guess they're trying to get more information or have reports come out so that they can, instead of it just being a theory, they have solid evidence, right? From reports, toxicology, autopsy, and whatnot. So for them to already know, it'd be very interesting if they were to come out and just say, yeah, we already know what happened and this is what's going on. Here's what went down, right? But this is the other part that really drives me crazy about this article. All right. It says, okay, they were at the scene. Yes, they were at the scene. They got information from the scene, what was used. And this, he says, I'm sure Willis is talking and cooperating with them and telling them what he knows. Now, here's the thing. They got information from the scene. So what are the possibilities? And this is the other thing that I'm very curious about, especially with the fiance that broke into the house. She broke into the house through the basement window, and she went through the house. And allegedly, from what they say, she was screaming inside the house. She was yelling people's names. She was making her presence known inside the house. Now, that's another conversation in itself. But I'm curious as to what the fiance, and if my memory is correct, Clayton McGinney's fiance, I'm wondering what Clayton's fiance saw inside the house initially. Was there any paraphernalia? Was the place a mess? Did it have a funny smell? Whatever it may be. What did she see in that house? Not just outside the house, but inside the house. Now, that's just something I found very interesting, and I'm curious because if they got information from the scene, what did they see? And of course, the other part is what was used. So then what was used then? For them to sit there and automatically say, oh, this has nothing to do with anything. You know, this is not foul play and all that stuff. So then tell me, what is it? What were the party favors that were used? Okay, so that we can get straight to the point. Suddenly my dogs are feeling some type of way about this, right? But again, they're wanting to know too. They're like, hey, something foul play is going on here as far as what was being used. 5-0 went into the room, went into the scene, and got information. What was the information? Okay, I'm just repeating that again because my dog started barking like crazy. They just upset. Yeah, the real. They just upset. Just like everybody else is about this. You know what I mean? They're holding it down for the people of Kansas City right now. All right? You know what I mean? But again, I digress. That's the part I find very interesting. If they already know, might as well just say it. Tell the families, get more transparent, unless they're waiting to hear more solid information before they sit on that theory, or they sit on what they feel is what really happened here. Okay. And I want to go back into this other part here too, because I found this to be interesting. All right. And I've never seen this article. This is me reading this cold turkey. But his theory, Baden, whatever. Okay. This is the other part I'm wondering. And I don't know. Is there a press conference? I have not seen any press conference. They have yet to do a press conference. Okay. So if there is a press conference, let me know, but I have not seen one. Okay. Trust me. If there was a press conference, we would have been looking at it already. Okay. We would have been looking at it already. All right. All right. So I got to tell my dogs to quiet down. Dag nab. Yeah, I was going to say there's no press conference, but moving on to this. All right, this is the other piece that I found to be interesting, and of course, this is a fair theory. This is just a theory from a forensic pathologist. All right, but he says it may be that all four of them took something, and that made them pass out. That maybe he took whatever he took. He was partaking. Maybe Jordan was taking it too, but he survived. Maybe he didn't take as much as everybody else. If there was party favors going on here. If there was party favors going on, he may have partook as well. Maybe he didn't do as big of a dose, and then suddenly it just made him sleep. Made him sleep a long time. But for 2 days is interesting. 48 hours straight, that's some serious ish. Okay. But I'm not sitting here saying that that's a far fetched idea. It's possible. But like I said, it's like some serious weaponized, this is some weaponized party favor for crying out loud. Okay. But he says they may have taken it. All four of them may have taken it, passed out. He passed out on indoors. Maybe he's not a smoker. Maybe those guys went out to like they did the they did a little whoop de woo, and then they said, "Hey, I'm gonna go smoke a cig outside. Y'all want to join me? Yeah, bet we'll go." And then they went out there, and then seconds later, they pass out from having too much in their system. That could be it, right? So they passed out in the cold weather and snow, and within an hour, the body temperature would go down from 98 degrees to 80 degrees, and the heart rhythm goes awry, and the person passes of a cardiac arrest because of the hypothermia that's happening because they're outside in the cold. You got to remember, though, too, one of the guys didn't have a coat on. And I know a lot of us are sitting there going, what? How could that be? Well, there's a possibility. Plenty of guys, plenty of people out here that'll sit there and go, let me get, yeah, I don't need a coat. Like, it's fine. I'm feet away from the house and it's hot in here. And I could really use some cold air just to kind of, get some fresh air and fresh cold air on my body. Some people like that kind of stuff. So there could have been a thing where, hey, I'm about to smoke a cig. You want to join me? Yeah, let me grab one of them with you. Right? They go outside. They had already taken some. They may have taken the stuff outside with them, take another hit, more intense. So their reaction was more intense than Jordan's, maybe. And that's why they passed out outside. He's inside. Maybe, right? Maybe. But then again, anything is possible with this situation, right? Anything is possible. But hearing this, as far as them talking about this is, having a forensic pathologist come in and talk about this, I think is really important, right? It's very interesting. And of course, he says here, he told the host that the toxicology reports will provide more information on whether party favors were consumed and at what level. And that definitely will be big. Okay. This may just be a recreational level and they didn't die, that they didn't pass from ODing. So again, it could have just been a bad reaction, could have been laced with something that caused them to pass out. And then they passed out outside in the cold. That could very well be what it is. And Jordan could be innocent on that part. And lucky, too, if he did partake, passed out inside where it's warm. That is a possibility. I still lean on the side of this could very well be laced stuff and bad things went down. I'm still curious about Jordan being passed out for that long of a time. But then if he really was, why didn't he just say that in the first place, y'all? Why is he telling Paserno to go out here and change the story and change the narrative every 5 seconds? Every interview, he's saying something completely different. That's making him look even worse. So if he really did take something and he passed out and he woke up and at that same time, it was when the fiance broke into the house and the cops are knocking on his door. If it happened to be so convenient, coincidentally, cops are knocking on his door and he's coming out of this drug-fueled stupor, that is very it's a stretch, but it could be possible. Why wouldn't he just say that in the first place? Yeah, we took some stuff. I passed out for 48 hours. I don't remember what happened during these 48 hours. I just woke up and my 3 friends are gone. He should have just said that already. You know that the public would not sit here and say, "Oh, we understand," but they look at it and go, "That's possible." Not the stuff, not 99.9% of the stuff that he's got his lawyers saying out here in these interviews. So it's like I said, it's a stretch. For me, it's a stretch. And now, if he comes out and tells the truth, no one's going to believe him. Not one person is going to believe his narrative.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.